Okay, hey, I'm going to walk you through the website and I'm going to show you basically a lot of stuff, but most importantly, just the things that you'll need to start adding content right away. I might show you some things that you can just ignore for now. The most important part is just figure out how to start getting in there and adding your own content, and we can add to it as we go. Um, so to start, open up a web browser and go to lynettesorensen.com. You'll see the site set up, the layout, the theme is all applied. There's a lot of dummy content. Um, excuse me. There's a lot of just placeholder content, which we can replace as you get in and start editing things. But for starters, you can take a look. If you want to see, for example, what the site looks like on different devices, all you need to do is resize the browser. And as you size it down, you'll notice that the content changes and adapts. Like now we have a mobile menu up here for tablets. Images all resize. You can go all the way down to, this is what it approximately would look like on a phone. All the content adapts to whatever size device it's on. So if you ever want to see how that works, you can just resize the browser. So we have the site open here. What I usually do is open up a new tab, which I already have open here, but you can go ahead and open up a new tab. Go to this URL right here, lynettesorensen.com/wpadmin, and enter the username and password that I gave you, and log in. Okay, once you've logged in, here's the dashboard. This basically gives you a glance of, how many posts and pages you have, what activities have been going on, basically all what you have done. You won't have any other authors, so a lot of this will be irrelevant. The most important places that you'll want to go will be right here primarily to create new posts. To start, I'll just describe the difference between posts and pages. Pages are static. They're permanent. They just sit and they stay that way until you edit them. Posts, on the other hand, are time sensitive. They're chronological. And for example, if I go back to your main site page, the home page right now shows a list of your recent posts, which is audio posts, video posts. These sample posts that I've placed here are posts, and it always shows the most recent first. So as you add new content, you go in, you add an update, write something, whatever, it's going to be at the top here. So when someone comes to the site, it's the first thing they see. We can change that if you want, but that's currently how it's set up. Pages would be like contact, like a static page with your contact info, an email form if you want it, things like that. Another example of a page would be an about page, just info about you, your ministry, whatever you want. Those things will stay put, and you probably don't need too many pages, but we can add, edit, delete as many as you like. The most important part, again, like I said, is going to be posts. That's where you're going to add the bulk of your content when you're doing writings. And there's a few things about posts that I want to go over, so let's just look at posts quick here. If you click post, you see you can view all posts, you can add a new post. You can also do that same thing up here. Posts, you can add media, you can add a page, whatever, from this admin bar. One other thing I want to point out while we're here is, now that we're logged in, you see this admin bar shows up when I'm viewing the main site as well. So if I'm logged in and I go to the main site, I can automatically go right up here and go, oh, let me create a new post. Alright, so we can add a new post. We add a post title, and you can just add your content below. Let's create some content. Now the next thing you want to do is, I recommend you can just publish it right here, and it'll be live on the site. I recommend, however, you add a couple other additional features. If you want, the first thing I would do is add a subtitle. So if we go back to the main site and look at one of these posts, you'll notice that the post title shows up here and the subtitle shows up there. So if you're editing the post, you have your title, your content, and if you want a subtitle, that's all you do there. For now, this is the basic stuff. Title, content, subtitle, and then categories and featured image. That's pretty much it. Categories give you a way to organize your content. So when people are browsing the site, instead of just looking through in a chronological order, what's the most recent, what did she post next, what was next, etc., they can look at, oh, I'm interested in all her, classroom stuff or Spanish culture. These are all just samples, but examples. Travel, they can click a category and view all the posts that you have with that category attached to them. And you can assign multiple categories to the same post. So for example, let's say this one, we're on a trip and it's fun, it's just something cool we liked, we want to describe it, and it's also about Spanish culture. So we'll put both those categories in there. At this point we can publish the post, and let's go ahead and do that just so I can show you what it looks like. Now we're done. Okay, so I changed this content a little bit. I just added some more paragraphs. Otherwise we're right where we left off. I'm going to go back to the home page here and reload just to show you that that post shows up first right here. It's the first thing people see. So we see that it pulled the first little bit of content and read more. You can also click on the title to get here. And there's our post. Now there are a couple other pieces down here that are optional. One is the share plugin that allows people to, like, if they're interested in this post and they want to share with their Facebook crowd or Twitter, email, whatever, they can click this and it automatically integrates with those systems. We can take that away if you don't like it. We can add whatever social networks you think are appropriate here. These two are the most important. The other piece is your bio, which again, optional, but you can edit this content however you want, your title, organization if you want, info about you, your gravatar or photo icon. You can edit all this stuff. Again, social networks, if you have Facebook page, Twitter, or whatever, it allows people to go and follow you in those places as well. This right now shows up at the bottom of every post and also in the footer down here. Just optional. Anyway, we're focused on the post, so that content is there. We're good. What I would also suggest you do next is, we covered title, content, subtitle, categories. If you have multiple images you want to insert into the content, that's one thing. But if you have one image that you want to represent this post in particular, you set a featured image, and it shows up in the header at the top. So I'll just do it to show you. You click set featured image, and I can either choose images from the library here, which I'll do, but you can also upload. You can literally just drag and drop an image from your desktop, or you can select files, navigate to an image, click open, and it'll upload. It'll automatically resize the image, it'll compress it for size so it's faster to load, it will create thumbnails, it'll do all this stuff that you don't ever have to worry about. So pretend we just did that. I'm going to go ahead and choose an image that I've already uploaded. Set featured image, and it shows up right there. So now when I publish this, or update, since it's already been published, update is the new button. I go back here, reload this post, or actually let's start from scratch. Go back to the home page. Here's our post. Featured image now shows up above the excerpt. If I click this, either the image, the post title, or read more, all takes me to the post. And now that featured image is highlighted right here. And then there's your post. So now you have your post, you have a featured image, you have a title, you have your subtitle, you have your content. We have these optional pieces which we can talk about. And one thing I didn't mention yet is those categories that we added are right down here. So someone's reading this post, hey, this is really interesting. Oh, what else did she write about Spanish culture, or what else does she consider fun? Whatever your categories are, they can just click on that and go straight to that category and view a list of all the posts in that category. Now, right now, we only have this post, so it doesn't help a lot. But once you get more content, it allows them to navigate your content more easily. Okay, one final thing I want to show you over here. Again, we have title, content, subtitle, categories, featured image. The last thing that might be useful to you is excerpt. You remember over here, if I back up a step, what WordPress normally does for listings like this, like your home page, it'll take the post title, if a featured image if you have one, and it will grab the first chunk of text. If you want to control what that text is, that's what the excerpt is. So down here, if you want something specific, say, whatever, literally, that is the text that'll show up as that snippet. So if we update this, now, and go all the way back just to see it from scratch. Now we have main page, they come here, oh, here's the latest post title, whatever. That's the excerpt. Then they can read more. So it'll automatically grab the first amount of text. If you want to control what shows up here, you can do that. It's optional. Okay, so I threw a lot at you quickly. I hope it made sense. What I'm going to do now is walk you through what I would do if I were you. Log in, go to the dashboard, go to under posts, you'll see a listing for categories. If you have an idea of categories you want, create them now. Even if they're just a start, you can change them later. So either edit these, like if you don't like classroom, click edit, change the name. Same for all these. If you want to add new ones, create a new one here. And for example, let's just call this target. Slug would be same thing. Parent none, description only if you want one. For example, the description I added for this category just tells you what's going on. Click add. Another way to do this, just to give you more info, when you're creating a post, so say we're gonna add new content right here, you can do the same thing. You just say get it, add new category, and it will automatically assign that post that category. It's that simple. So create your categories, whether you do it via the category link over here or whether you add them as you go here. Create categories that you can put your content in. Then I would say, again, let's pretend we just got to the site again. If you're logging in, you want to make an update. So what you want to do is go to posts, add new, or up here, add new post, either one. All the same stuff. Enter your title, enter your content, enter your subtitle. If you want to create an excerpt, otherwise WordPress will do it automatically. Add your categories, set your featured image if you want one, and publish. Just try it. Just create a few posts, just play around with it. You can't break anything, so go ahead and play around and see how stuff shows up. Once you post stuff here, go back to the main site, look at it, see how it shows up. Just start playing with it. The more you play with it, the more familiar you'll be, obviously. Okay, the next piece, I'm going to show you how to add images inside of a post. So aside from featured image, which we already saw shows up at this big header image, if you want to put images inside the post, this is how you do that. It's really easy, and I would encourage you to play around with this as well. So say we have a new post, Alright, and I am going to grab right now some text, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I pasted a bunch of text here. Say I want to add some images here. All I do literally is just click add media, and I'm going to pretend that I don't have any of these images uploaded, so I'm going to upload files, select files. You can either, actually let me back up one step. You can literally drag and drop. So if I had an image on my desktop here, I could drag it over here. It'll upload. I am going to select files and alright, so I'm going to select a file off my hard drive, wherever, desktop, wherever you happen to have them. I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to upload. There's my image. Now I just insert into post. If I want to edit that image, I click once, click the pencil icon. You see here you can align left, align right, span the whole top, whatever. You can edit the image. You can choose to have, well, this is a small image, but normally, like large images, it'll automatically insert a thumbnail. You can choose what size you want to show up, where it links to. Right now it just links to the media file, which I have installed plugins that will open that in an overlay, and I'll show you that in a minute. So basically that's how you add images. So okay, here's another paragraph. You know, we want to add another image. I'm gonna upload, select files, and let's choose that one. Actually, whatever. Okay. Boom. You can see here that it's going to add the thumbnail, or we could add the full size, but we're going to let it default to thumbnail. Insert to post, and we're going to align this one. Right. Now we're going to click publish. Actually, give us some categories. We didn't add a subtitle, we didn't add an excerpt, but that's alright. No featured image, but it's okay. So now if we go back to the main site, new post, here we go. No featured image, so it's only text. But when I look at the post, there's my images. Now, when you click on an image, so say you inserted a full-size photograph. This will be the thumbnail. You click on it, and it opens up a window. Now this image happens to be small, but regardless of the size of your image, it'll automatically resize. Everything will work perfectly. And again, try it. Just play around, try it out. Okay, I've given you a lot, so I would say just add some posts. Set up your categories first. Add some posts. Just start writing. You just come to the site, log in, add new post, and you're good to go. So I hope this was informative. Let me know if you have questions, what your struggles are, but just play around. The best thing you can do is just start playing with it, and we'll go from there. Okay.